You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Monday. Hey, my name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. We have talked on the show before. We have had the debate. How often should a person shower? You are an everyday guy.
Twice a day, usually.
Twice a day. I am a once every 2 days guy. We've sort of figured the debate was like white collar versus blue collar, essentially. I found an article that was just released at the end of the show today in the New York Post saying that according to health experts, daily showers are purely performative and have no real health benefit.
Was this written by a 12-year-old who doesn't want to shower? Like, it was this Daily Mail kids?
So it wasn't written by someone who's gross, but it was written about someone you may think is gross. A guy, I believe the name would be pronounced Donachad McCarthy. He's an environmentalist who spoke to the BBC and says he showers once a month.
That's disgusting.
Once a month. And that previously, so he has a background in chemistry. Previously, he had actually gone 12 years without showering.
All right, well, this dude's just gross. I mean, is he trying to say, like... I get it. I hear people say this stuff all the time. From an environmental perspective, you don't need to shower, save the water, whatever.
Yes. The argument is that our skin actually needs the oils and the bacteria.
I've heard that too, yeah.
Right, that's the whole thing. And that when we get in and we start scrubbing with soaps and all these other things, that it's bad for you. That's the argument that they make.
You know what's bad for you? Standing beside a guy at a concert who fucking stinks. You know what's bad for you? Being in the car with the guy who hasn't showered for 12 years. You know what's bad for you? Meeting a guy at the bar and going home with him. And realizing that he hasn't showered in 12 fucking years.
This person, for 12 years, did not shower, but
did not get laid either.
Did do things like washing hands, used like a rag, wash face, all that stuff, but then supplemented it with what's called ammonia oxidizing bacteria in a spray. So think Axe body spray, but instead of like smelling like a teenager, you're spraying what they say are good bacteria onto your skin twice a day to fight any of the odor-causing bacteria, which allegedly would then neutralize. You wouldn't stink. You wouldn't smell, even though you never showered. The bacteria would do the work to get rid of the smell.
Well, this is a real thing. Where was this bottle in high school? We could have used that when we went for a little smoke break at lunch.
The article mentions a product called Mother Dirt, which is one of these sprays, and said it sold for $50. The website is inactive. You cannot buy it anymore.
Okay.
Which maybe doesn't speak highly of the success of the product. But if science came in and told you, Brock Lewis, tomorrow you could never have to shower again the rest of your life, you just have to spray bacteria twice a day, and you'll never stink, and you'll never need to shower, would you do it?
No, because the shower is the only place I win arguments in my household. I love my showers, dude. They mean so much to me, you have no idea.
Here I was like, man, I finally found it. I found the argument that would get this guy to admit that maybe twice a day showers are overrated. Nope, you're just in there for therapy.
Where am I supposed to cry?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Winner, Gagnon.
If you haven't bought a Lotto Max ticket for tomorrow's jackpot, you might want to, because it's the biggest lottery in Canadian history, rather. $80 million is what the jackpot is set at.
If you win the $80 million, because I know you buy the odd ticket here and there, you still buying that nacho cheese dispenser?
You know what? That was always the thing I said I would buy first if I won the lottery, but after learning that it's basically unlimited cheese.
With purchase.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I need to buy one anymore, but...
Oh, do you have a new dumb item as you're like...
I've been thinking Coke Freestyle machine.
Like the one where you tap the flavors and then put the cup in?
I've been thinking that would be pretty nice to have at the house.
That would be so much maintenance to have in your own home.
Have a guy come through.
Have a guy come to service it. Yeah. The guy who does all the ones in the city, if there are, I don't even know where they are.
The guy at the that does it at the movie theaters.
He just swings by your house as part of his route.
All I'm saying is if I was rich, you would know there would be small signs. They'd be very subtle. I'm like, I don't need many things in life, but it'd be a Coke Freestyle machine. I mean, if you ever stay at a hotel with me, I'd be eating all the snacks in the hotel room.
Oh, yeah. I mean, room service at that point is not an issue. The mini bar is empty every day.
If you ever stay at a hotel with someone and they crack open the mini fridge and go for it, that's how you know they're rich.
You have to ask questions about their financial security because either they have a lot of money or they're really bad with money, and you should know either way.
All of my signs would be very, very minimal. It'd be like, I'm getting extra meat and cheese at Subway or Pita Pit from now on.
I mean, would it be subtle if I suddenly started growing my hair back? Would that... If I took a trip to Turkey, would that be subtle?
If Dalby has a hairline, that's how you know he won the lottery.
Whoa, hang on. I have a hairline.
If he has a better hairline,
it's everything beyond the hairline that's the problem.
All of a sudden, Dalby gets some lettuce going here. If Dalby buys a brush, that's how you know he won the lottery.
If I buy shampoo and not beard shampoo, ask some questions.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We got friend of the show, Brandy, on the phone. Brandy, what would be a little sign everyone would be able to know that you won the lottery?
I'd buy, name brand cheese. No more, Armstrong cheddar. I'd be buying, Cracker Barrel.
She's buying straight Wilton all the time.
I was going to say, your cashier's bagging your groceries going along and the Wilton today.
That's right. I wouldn't be afraid to buy $5 raspberries because my kid goes through, a pack a day.
Your charcuterie boards are a dead giveaway.
Oh, they'd be on. They'd hit for sure.
You know what? You've just made me realize if you want to know anyone who's rich, just drive by the parking lot and Farm Boy there.
Pretty much.
Start taking down license plate numbers.
Be like, what's for dinner, guys?
Hey, thanks for chatting with us, Brandy.
Okay, no problem. Have a good day, guys.
Cheers.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
You know, Bernard just texted in as well. He says, I would stop drinking no-name beer. All of a sudden, all your booze expenses are premium brand.
That's right. Yeah. Buck of beer? No, thank you. I will choose something a little more premium.
You know, we got another question in here at 762-555. It said, if you won that $80 million, but you could only spend it on one product, what would that be? I mean, obviously the right move to say is I'd only buy real estate or whatever, but if it had to be a product specifically,
is it a one-time purchase or can I keep buying that thing through the span of my life?
Because $80 million in groceries, like Brandy was going with.
Oh, 100%.
It's good. You could do gas, I guess.
Oh my God. If I had a dedicated fund, imagine with your bank account, right? You got checking, savings, and then gas.
Yeah.
It's just a topped up fund. I can only use it at Petrocan or whatever. My life would be so much better.
Yeah.
I would be so happy to do something like that.
Yeah. Maybe you could actually do it because it's technically a product. What if you just bought exclusively Visa gift cards?
Walk into Best Buy or the grocery store and just be like, I would like an unlimited amount of Visa gift cards. Please just keep them coming.
Yeah.
You cannot give me too many. I have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Feels like you created a question and then also created your own loophole.
Yeah.
You're cheating on your own thing.
I figured out the loophole.
If it had to be one specific store or line of things though, I do feel like I would say furniture because then I could always have my house stocked up in maximum comfort. I'm not flipping my mattress. I'm buying a new bed every 6 months. And then if I'm ever broke, I just buy extra furniture and I put it on Facebook Marketplace and resell it.
That would be nice. Clothes would be another good one too, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Especially, I didn't even think about it, especially having 3 kids in the house. The ability to just have an unlimited tab at literally any clothing store would make my life significantly easier.
Yeah. It's kind of like last prize standing, where if you took all those $5,000 prizes that we have and you had $80 million and you could only spend on that.
Well, the obvious answer there is obviously $80 million in poutine.
Yeah. Imagine $80 million in meat. You might go vegetarian after that.
I think that's about what it would take for me to be like, you know what? I think I've had enough.
Yeah.
I think I'm good on the meat.
Concert tickets,
Well, then you're only going to 4 or 5 shows.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say Leaf tickets next, but that's like tickets to one game.
What are you
basically.
going to the home opener? Jesus.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Courtney said not to tell this story before we went to bed, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
She's probably asleep.
So we drive, we're going through, Woodstock, and we stopped at one of those en routes, got some BK, whatever.
Yeah.
And we brought the dogs with us, so we let them go pee.
Nice.
And we get back in the car, and as we're driving, Courtney's like, do you know where my phone is? Do you know where my phone is? I can't find my phone. I can't find my phone. And we always do this thing in the car because it connects to the Bluetooth, so we can see if the phones are connected. That's how we know they're in the car.
Oh, okay.
Right? And we can see that it says her phone's connected.
So
and
it's somewhere.
I'm like, it's clearly in the car, and pull over off on the 401.
Yeah.
And as soon as pull over, all of a sudden the Bluetooth thing disappears.
Oh.
And we're like, what the hell? So get out of the car. We're
That's
like
creepy.
Rummaging all through it. And she's like, you got to go back to the on route, which you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to do that.
Oh, God, trying to turn around on the 401.
Drive we're like in Woodstock area. So it's like drive like 10 minutes around, 10 minutes back, get to the on route. We're looking all over the place. And then she's like getting mad at me. She's like,
right.
Geez, when you open the door, like what? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I didn't do anything.
Oh, she's thinking maybe it like fell out when you were like getting the dogs back in.
And then all of a sudden she goes, I'm like, what? She's like, I'm pretty sure when you were walking the dogs, I had put my phone on like where the windshield wipers are.
Oh.
So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I get on the 401 off the on route, and for like 20 minutes, I'm driving on the side of the road.
Oh, no, I got the four-ways on?
Yeah, I'm going like 10, 15 kilometers an hour, and all we kept doing was hitting reconnect on the Bluetooth.
Trying to pick it back up.
Yeah, after like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, all of a sudden, it connects.
No!
Yeah, I swear to God, it connects, and then I'm like, all right, we got to get out of the car. She goes one way down the highway, I go the other.
Start the walk.
And there it is, just laying in the ditch. What? Just sitting there. The phone case, it must have flew off like when we pulled over on the side.
Yeah.
The phone case was just smashed to pieces.
Obliterated.
And then the phone was just sitting there in the ditch by itself.
In what shape?
Pristine condition.
What an ad for the phone case.
Like, honestly, this is a huge ad for that phone case. There's like the tiniest little scratch on the back of the phone.
Damn.
And I was like, what are the odds of that, man?
So
like,
it literally was put like where the windshield wiper well is. You guys get up to speed. It goes pew.
It must have. That's the only logical explanation that we could find. And
that's wild.
I can't believe how long it stayed on the car, because you're going like $110,
100%.
$120 maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. Just the G-forces of it just being like, ah.
And then I can't believe we found it. To be honest.
it. And in working condition.
Yeah.
Like that's because it's almost worse if you're like, I found the phone. It's in like 3 pieces on the ground in the ditch. You're like, oh, damn it.
It sure made the rest of our drive way better than it could have been. That's for damn sure, dude.
100%.
It was just laying in the ditch like an abandoned child or something. Like.
And you know what? It's the same story. You put the baby on the hood, you start driving.
I've left food on my car before, and I've had weird stuff where the food has stayed. I can't believe that we found this. Like, that would have been one hell of a drive back home.
Closest I've come was not a phone, but it was food. When we were moving, when I lived out in British Columbia, we were moving to Lloydminster, like Alberta, Saskatchewan. We stopped in Edmonton, which is about a 2-hour drive from Lloyd. Stopped in Edmonton, got some like gas, got some snacks and stuff like that. I bought a big-ass bag of Doritos, and I must have put it on top of the car while I was like loading stuff in.
And it stayed?
We had a bike on the bike rack of the vehicle.
Get out of here.
And the chips got stuck up against the tire of the bike and took the whole 2-hour ride. The whole bag is, you can't even see the logo of Doritos anymore. The whole bag is covered in bugs from just getting pelted on that highway. But the bag was still sealed.
I was going to say, that's the real question. Did we eat the chips?
My wife at the time refused. That's gross. Couldn't bother. I maybe took like a baby wipe and just cleaned the bag off. open it up, dump it into a bowl. We're celebrating these chips, damn it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I'm going to show my girlfriend these texts later. Make her feel better about leaving her phone on the damn car yesterday.
You really are a hero boyfriend today.
We got friend of the show, Adam, on the phone. Adam, what'd you leave on the car?
Mine, I left a Tim Hortons coffee on the back of a U-Haul van, and I went from Milton to Burlington across the Appleby line.
That's a hell of a run.
And it made it?
It made it. There was probably half the coffee was gone from the inside because it was open, but it made it.
That's insane, dude.
I did drink it.
You must be the best U-Haul driver of all time, to be honest.
Right?
Well, I'll just say it's the equipment.
For $19.99.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for chatting with us, Adam.
All the times we've ever said that the U-Haul van should be banned because of what people do with it, now we find the one guy that knows how to drive them.
We had Ed from the county say he left a beer on the back of his bumper. It was a different time, I assume.
It's a pretty dead giveaway if somebody's driving behind you, you know?
Lots of people with wallet stories. Someone said that they were going to a festival and all the cash flew out, so their friends were looking on the side of the road for all the money there.
Damn.
Which is funny because we do have a friend of the show, Robert, on the phone. Now, you do I don't know what your position is, but you do a lot of highway cleanup stuff, right? So I guess what is some of the stuff that you've come across on the side of the highways?
That and when you do highway maintenance, you kind of find stuff in the ditch while you're going around.
So what is some of the weirder stuff you found in the ditch?
You got your regular money and stuff like that, but I've also found dildos and very used too. You can tell people were having fun.
I wonder if that's either one that was left on the car or
who knows what they're doing.
The suction cup, right? You put it just on the roof and let God take his will.
Yeah. Over by the U.S. border, you find a lot of stuff too. I don't know if people just get terrified that they're crossing, but yeah, I've heard people finding paraphernalia and other stuff like that. And one story I heard is they found a fully movable, functional sex doll.
Posable?
Oh, yeah, the arms moved, and I guess it was real life feeling. Everything was there.
Do you think you have to claim that when you go over the border?
Not if you throw it in the ditch
That's
first.
probably why they toss it out the window.
That's a tough one. How many people are in the car? Technically one.
Oh, yeah. You find a lot of interesting stuff that people do.
It's good to know that you're basically like the lost and found of the highway, my friend.
Whatever you throw out, if you think it's not going to be found, we will find it.
That sounds threatening.
It's actually a promise.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know, sometimes science can be pretty damn funny. There was a Nobel Prize that was handed out. Well, you know what? Actually, I've got a clip here.
Okay.
Listen to the actual award announcement.
The Ig Nobel Physiology Prize is awarded to Ryo Okabe, Yuhei Yokoyama, and Takanori Takebe for discovering that many mammals are capable of breathing through their anus.
This isn't a skit. This is the real thing. Yes, a bunch of dudes just got an award for figuring out mammals can breathe through their anuses.
Amazing.
And then here's actually one of the guys accepting the award. Here's what he said.
First and foremost, thank you so much for believing the potential of anus for breathing potential.
Thank you for believing in the potential of the anus.
How amazing is that?
Imagine when you grew up. Maybe you were that kid that learned how to fart on command.
Yeah.
And your parents are like, you got to stop, all right? You got to grow up, mature. Mom, one day, this is going to win me an award.
Truly a breathtaking discovery, I guess you could say. They went where no one else would go.
Wonder how long these guys have been sitting on this theory for.
Apparently they were testing it out on mice, rats, and pigs as well. And a lot of people are wondering, will we start figuring that out with humans then?
Well, I guess that's kind of my thing is fascinating to find out. Bizarre that someone spent money to look into this because now that we know, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
You know, like, are we going to start doing scuba diving trips where the tank is a suppository instead? Like, what do we do with this?
Also, which one of the guys was the one who was like, hear me out, fellas. This is going to sound a little bit crazy here.
Everybody pipe down.
Yeah.
I want to say this, and I want your full attention before we start this project.
It sounds like a joke, right?
Honestly, like, it really does sound like something someone would make up in, like, The Onion or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see if they do figure it out with humans, because you think, like, you have a sleep apnea machine. How many people have deviated septums? Like,
I'm not putting it there. There's no amount of science or awards that make me hook up my CPAP machine to the other end of the bed.
You know, I am CPR certified. I'd be hard pressed. But you know what? We shouldn't knock it, because this just is like Bill Nye once said.
Science rules. The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know those BuzzFeed quizzes that are so much fun? Yeah, that's not what this is. It's the quiz with Brock and Dalby.
So Dalby told me this morning that on his birthday he's going to be donating some blood. Round of applause for him.
Thank you. I only recently found out I was eligible to do it, so I've been trying to. Apparently, I've got good donating blood.
Well, you inspired the theme for the quiz today, because in honor of you donating blood, today's theme is going to be songs with blood or bleed in the title.
I'm racking my brain. And that's the thing, is people ask, like, I don't sit here and Google. Brock makes me close the text line. Like, I am on my own from the minute I hear the theme. And I don't got a lot today.
I always say it, but we'll find out. I feel like it's easy. When I say Slayer...
Raining Blood.
There you go.
Okay. Good news. I thought of two songs. That was one of them.
I'm sure this was probably the next one. When I say Linkin Park, you would say...
Oh, no, it wasn't, but that's Bleed It Out, right? Yeah!
There you go, look at that.
I still got one in the pocket.
2 for 2 for the kid. We haven't bleeded you out yet.
Not yet.
All right. When I say Foreigner, you would say...
Ooh, Hot Blooded.
Yeah!
Yeah! Still not the other one I thought of.
3 for 3 here.
Okay.
So if you go 4 for 4, when I say Slipknot, you would say?
Wait and Bleed. That was the other one that I was thinking. I am on empty now. I got nothing left.
Let's see.
Okay.
You could pull off the perfect game here.
All right.
You too?
Ooh, Sunday Bloody Sunday. Oh, this song sucks. This is the only time I've ever been happy to hear this song.
And to go for the perfect game.
Oh, no.
When I say Black Sabbath, you would say? Oh, don't fail me now.
Shut your stupid mouth. Let me think.
Don't fail me now.
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath, dude. No?
Blood Iron Man.
You had such a good showing.
What is it?
And you're going to ruin it like this?
Just tell me what it is. Oh. I already said that.
What do you say oh like that?
I already said that. I said Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Sabbath Bloody Sabbath?
What do you think the Sabbath is, Brock?
You're going to get the bell.
No, that's fair.
Shame on you, dude.
I had one sort of desperate attempt to convince you I didn't deserve it.
You know what? I'll give you a little redemption here. I'll give you a perfect game if you can tell me one thing. What is the Cannibal Corpse song with Bleed or Blood in the title?
Listen, look me in the eyes and understand that I know it, and I will not say it on this show.
Do you want the ding or not?
Do you want to come into work tomorrow or not?
I'll be here.
Hey, if we go down together, all right?
That's another shame bell.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I'm going to say a name. I want you to tell me if you've heard of this person before. She is Sheikha Mara bint Muhammad bin Rashad Al Maktoum.
I can't say I have.
No, she is royalty over in Dubai, I believe it is. She's daughter of like a royal family over there. She very famously apparently divorced her husband on Instagram. They have laws over there where basically if you declare I divorce you 3 times, like that's binding.
Oh, really?
So she made a Facebook post, or sorry, an Instagram post.
All all you have to do is say, I want a divorce, I want a divorce, I want a divorce, like Beetlejuice.
Typically, it is usually used by men to females in that position, but being royalty, I think she gets some special standing.
Okay.
She made a post saying, I divorced you 3 times after finding out that her husband was running around.
Okay.
Which, crazy to run around on the daughter of the royal family.
Sure.
Crazy. She has now followed it up. She's decided to capitalize on all the attention she's gotten with a new perfume line called Divorce. And I have read no less than a dozen stories trying to figure this out. Nobody has this information. It has not been released yet. It is not even on pre-sale yet. Nobody knows what divorce smells like.
I mean, I guess it depends on what side of the divorce you're on, right?
Right. Well, yeah. I think there's 3 different smells, right? It's for him, for her, for kids.
Yeah.
The kids would have a very different smell.
Can you bottle up tears? Is that...
That's probably
what
a
do
part
tears
of it.
smell like, I guess,
Like,
is
it's
a
like
big
a little
thing.
bit of like a salty sea air kind of thing, maybe?
Yeah.
Like a little ocean spray, ocean mist?
Yeah, and like, I mean, it's either going to smell really good,
Yeah.
or it's going to smell really depressing. I mean, divorce could smell like a new car if you're the one getting all the money out of it.
Well, yeah, that's just it. It's like, you are moving on. If she's the one who is like, I divorce you, she's moving on with her life. It smells like open promises.
I mean, the whole money thing, maybe in Canada, it just smells like the $50 bills with the maple syrup on them. That's maybe what it is.
I feel like it smells like 2 Christmases. Like, it's just really a lot of peppermint. You know what I mean? It smells like having to travel back and forth.
But then again, it could just smell like leftover Chinese food, cigarettes, and maybe a bottle of vodka.
Not a good vodka. Like, not a well-distilled
Oh, we're
vodka.
talking like Kirkland here.
Yeah, 100%. It smells like the ball pit at a McDonald's where you're playing at while mom and dad talk about the legal proceedings. That's what it smells like.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We got friend of the show, Jolene, on the phone right now. How you doing, Jolene?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What do you think divorce smells like?
It smells like freedom.
What? I guess the better question is, what does freedom smell like to you?
There's no describing it. It's the best feeling in the world. The best smell in the world. It smells like puppy breath and like it's just rose.
Puppy breath, fresh cut grass, and potential.
Fresh cut grass, bacon, everything that smells delicious.
I'm taking it someone might be divorced?
Yep, I got my divorce papers a month and a half ago after 5 years of hell.
Well, hey, how about a round of applause for freedom for you?
Thank you. I just moved up here in April. You guys are the best.
Oh, down to the Rock?
No, you guys have made my mornings up here, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we're happy about your freedom.
Great, thank you.
Cheers, Jolene.
You know what it is? The Americans have put such a trademark on freedom that now my head is spinning like, what does freedom smell like? And I'm just thinking like eagle feathers, fireworks, and apple pie.
Well, I was going to say gunpowder, which to some people, that might be what divorce smells like, actually.
That's a whole different discussion. But yeah, you're right. 100%.
Gunpowder and grease.
Yeah. They're not French fries, they're freedom fries.
Freedom smells like oil to me.
Well, I mean, honestly, there's something to that. You had mentioned earlier about maybe divorce has like a new car smell because new beginnings. Freedom would certainly have at least a little bit of new car smell to it, right? The open road, being able to get out there, the highway air.
Well, I was even just thinking like gas money, oil money, right? Like that's freedom.
Just money in general. Could also work as either the smell of divorce or the smell of freedom, depending on which way you came out in the altercation.
I think freedom smells like a bunch of hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill and a nice cold Mountain Dew.
You lost me at the end there, brother.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is snurtle.
Yeah, snurtle.
What?
SNIRTLE. Snurtle. And it's to laugh with snorts. And yeah, I think we all know somebody that does that. I know I've done it now and then. And when I do, I laugh even louder. It makes me do it more. Anyways, that's about it. You guys have a great one. Cheers.
I will say, I did not know that there was a term for that. But
No.
when you get someone to snurtle, that's when you know that you're hitting the jokes pretty hard.
Oh, dude, it is like, as someone like us who is like attention starved,
It's
and
a
likes to tell us,
compliment.
when you can make someone sort of snurtle, it's just like, yes, I'm going to sleep so good tonight.
Yeah.
I've done my job.
When it sounds like the pigs are coming out to eat, like,
If you can catch someone in the snurtle vortex where they snort and then, like Ed was saying, like it causes you to keep snorting,
Yeah.
and you just lock them in there, you're like, I am on it today.
There's also, and it's only because Courtney keeps playing this Pokemon game, Snurtle sounds like the worst character. Instead of
it's a Squirtle. It's the water turtle, but it's just snot. It's a snot cannon. Oh, I caught a Snurtle.
Instead of Squirtle, it's like
it's just constant snorting. Oh, there's Snurtle's awake and active this morning.
Snurtle. Use it wherever you can today, all right?
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store. With all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.